Mike, at this point, they are largely unregulated, but e-cigarettes are now on the minds of lawmakers in Albany.
Absolutely. Governor Cuomo has just recently proposed banning electronic cigarettes from all public indoor places where smoking tobacco is prohibited. And in the budget proposal for the coming year, he would also prohibit e-cigarette marketing. With us today is Dr. Deborah Ossip from URMC Public Health Sciences to talk about this and the latest research going into these devices and their effects on teens, right?
Absolutely, and it's kind of a concerning public health issue right now because we have over 400 different companies producing e-cigarettes. There are over 7,000 different products. Not a single one is regulated, and we do not know what is in all of these products that are being used in increasing numbers by the public, and particularly by adolescents and by young adults.
So you did this survey recently, and what are the results coming back?
Well, we're finding really every day new research is coming out on e-cigarettes. We've recently shown copper and oxidants in the aerosol that's generated by e-cigarettes, which is of great concern because these are the kinds of things that you really don't want to be inhaling deeply into your lungs. And we're finding all sorts of other sorts of components that are in e-cigarettes. There was a recent New England Journal article that just came out that was looking at formaldehyde as a byproduct. And this is the sort of thing that your frog was pickled in when you were in biology class before you would dissect it. And again, this is really something that you do not want to be inhaling into your lungs.
There's, I know that a while back there was discussion about the use of propylene glycol, I think it is,
yes,
as part of the liquid that's used as I guess, right, in some of these devices?
Absolutely.
And so, the safety of that?
Right. So there's nicotine in many of the e-cigarettes. And in fact, most people, if they're smoking e-cigarettes, they want the nicotine. That's what they're smoking for. And it may come with flavorings. The nicotine has to be dissolved into something in order to be aerosolized, to be vaped by the user. And what it's dissolved in is typically propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin. And propylene glycol is a lung irritant and may predispose people to developing asthma. There are also recent studies that show that when it degrades, when it's heated, it forms formaldehyde. And not only does it form formaldehyde, but it forms something called formaldehyde-releasing agents, which releases the formaldehyde more slowly, which is even more dangerous. And formaldehyde is a known carcinogen.
All right, so what do you do? I see more and more of these shops setting up in our community. If you have a loved one who's thinking this is a better alternative than regular smoking, what do you do?
We have FDA-approved products for tobacco cessation medications that people want to use. They're nicotine replacement therapies. They can be used individually. Under some circumstances, they can be used in combination. People should speak with their physicians. They should speak with their pharmacists, with their dentists about what might be right for them. They're non-nicotine alternatives for medications that people can use. We have the New York State Smokers Quit line, 1-866-NY-QUITS, that people can call, and they can get free starter kits if they qualify. They can ask questions. So there are evidence available, or evidence-based approaches that people can use for quitting smoking.
The other alarming thing is that teens are starting to not smoke cigarettes, but smoke these instead. And there's evidence suggesting that this is the, I don't want to say the thing that teens try first, even before cigarettes.
That it may be a gateway to smoking cigarettes.
That's what I was trying to, the word gateway,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or it may be the product that they use and they continue to use, so that 20% of people who use e-cigarettes, of young adults or teenagers, or who use e-cigarettes, don't use combustible tobacco products. They're just using e-cigarettes. They're starting with the e-cigarettes, and this is of great concern. These are people who may not have started smoking otherwise, but now they're picking up the e-cigarettes. And it's not surprising because they really are marketed to teens and young adults. They come in flavors like chocolate and bubble gum and gummy bears.
And they're told that it's safer.
And they're told it's safer. And the perception is that it's just water vapor. And what more and more research is showing is that it isn't just water vapor. It's an aerosol that can contain some pretty toxic chemicals.
Wow. Well, you guys adding to that conversation, adding to that research, and we appreciate what you do. Thanks for coming and sharing with us as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, local headlines coming up next. We'll be back.